Well, all right, y'all. Y'all ready? Throw some hearts and stuff. I'm nervous. Party City hooked the girl up though. I'm ready. I'm official. And sorry I was late. Just a transparency moment. Being without my wife at home is rated 0 out of 0. Do not recommend. So I literally just ran upstairs after feeding the dogs. All right. My folks over in Patreon, okay, my equalizers, they seen my outfit, but I want to do the big reveal. So if y'all ready, okay, I see it. All right, here we go. All right. Well. Let me get my sound effects queued up for this one because somebody's going to jail. That is just the bottom line here. Somebody is going to jail. Let me get it. Let me get it together. Okay. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments. This outfit is fire. Yes. Yes, honey. Let me get my sound effects because you know that's how it goes down here tonight. Okay. All right. And go to my favorites. I told you I literally ran upstairs, y'all. So bear with me. I see y'all coming in too. Oh, Mrs. Officer. Yes. I'm signing in, y'all. Gotta put my password in. Remember me? Sign in. Okay. I am officially the police. All right. So I'm going to take my glasses off because it's showing y'all too much right now. Actually, no. That's fine. I don't want to take away from the look. Okay. So, welcome to this episode. If you missed the last episode where we were in the courtroom and you were talking to Judge Petty B, you can definitely go on my page and you can see it. It's on Facebook and on YouTube. And so there's people that are tuning in that have never seen my broadcast before. So hi, my name is Bianca Goolsby. I'm an educational advocate and I'm the founder of Teaching for the Culture. And the past 24 hours has been very rough for the community and we need to have a conversation about it. So I need to play my disclaimer in this episode. Although this is not morning tea and allegations, all of it still applies. So please don't try me. Don't come for me. And like the closing of morning tea and allegations, please keep my name out your mouth. Okay. I'm just out here just providing the receipts and holding people accountable for the foolishness. And enough is enough at this point. So let's run the disclaimers. Thank you, church members, as we have additional announcements and disclaimers that require your full attention. I report the news, so don't try me with the copyright. In addition, the views and opinions on Morning Tea and Allegations belong to me. If you have any questions, bring your receipts so that we can talk. If you get froggy with me, don't expect me to go high and be the bigger person. I will clap back in sage later. God is still working on me. Thank you for your attention and govern yourselves accordingly. Amen. So I literally have been getting hit up. Literally, I'm getting calls like, yo, did you just see what Addison just did? And now he's trying to throw somebody under the bus. And I was like, oh no. So I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you what the hell going on before any shifted narratives come. And see, this is why you have to overly communicate. Okay. So Addie, okay. Let me calm down. We're gonna go step by step so that there's no questions, okay? And I see someone in the comments that said that I'm the only officer they trust. Now, you know, that just warms my heart. That just really makes me feel good. Oh man, I just thank you so much. Yeah, because this is just too much. It's too much. Okay. So, if you don't know, part of programming for Teaching for the Culture is Morning Tea and Allegations. It's a weekly show that is targeted on the Tampa Bay communities and what's happening in the district. Well, unfortunately, a lot of my time was devoted to Hillsborough because it was just out of control. And for those of you that are new, haven't seen me before, hi. I used to work in the district, so I have some interest here. Just Google my name and you can see the receipts there. But okay, so let's fast forward. On April 9th, okay? April 9th, the district in Hillsborough County said that this was their deadline to notify everyone regarding these cuts. I want to go ahead and submit this receipt right here. Okay. So all the staff impacted will be notified by April 9th. Okay. This is what I exposed on Morning Tea and Allegations before some of the educators know. So the fact that Addison Davis is on the record saying that he overly communicated, that he basically saying that he did nothing wrong, that there was no room for improvement with the communications. Okay. This is what's happening in the 7th largest school district in the nation. Okay. So he sends, it was in the news. I'm reading notes, y'all, so I'm scrambling a little bit. Hold on. Okay. So on April 9th, he literally said that's the deadline. And if y'all saw, the news was actually reporting it. Like there were headlines saying that, hey, Hillsborough County has until April 9th to say that they're going to lay off 1,000 educators. And I'm like, okay, news. First of all, did the district give y'all a press release? How did y'all know that? How did you know that? I want to know. Let me go. Where are my sound effects? Because I want to know. I want to know, how did you know about these cuts? Okay. Which one's a good one for this one? Yeah, this one. How did you know about the cuts, media? And then you said that, you know, it was only 1,000, which we know is way more than that. And so this is why I don't understand. There's a whole Google Drive, but we'll get to there. We'll get there in a second. So yesterday, a week later, the district sends out this message. And it's an email that says status for the 2021-22 school year. And then it's titled and addressed to Dear HCPS Educator. Now, first of all, y'all couldn't even address this in the people's names? Are you kidding me? You couldn't even say their name. You couldn't even write their first and last name in this correspondence. You had to say, Dear HCPS Educator, off rip. There is no value for the educators. But as you know, the person that's over HR, her title is Human Capital Officer. Okay, so just right there in itself, and Addison changed that title from Human Resources to Human Capital, and I don't understand it, but this probably explains why. So you send this email and basically tell them that, hey, you might have thought that you were going to the pool, but you're not going to the pool, or there were some cases where there were people that were safe and were told that they were safe on the 9th, which is the deadline that the district set. And this is posted publicly on the internet. An educator literally says publicly on the internet, it's on Facebook, and it's shared in the Teaching for the Culture group. Please go in there. There's a lot of content and information in there. And literally says, last Friday, I was elated when I received a letter of congratulations. Today, I was laid off by Human Resources. This is not okay. It is unacceptable. It is unprofessional. This episode really hit me deep, because if y'all can recall, I was saying, or maybe I didn't even tell y'all, I think I told my Patreons. I told somebody, but I was saying how I was supposed to be doing an episode on Friday to give a summary of these cuts and the impact. And there was something that told me, no, just hold out a minute. And literally this bombshell hit. No one knew. The supervisors of the staff members didn't even know that their own staff was being cut. So everyone is looking so confused as to what is happening. So, as you know, in my role, what I do, I'm getting the messages, and people are hitting me up, and it's like, Bianca, you see this? I'm tagged in stuff, okay? And I'm like, wait, they had the nerve to send that letter? Really? And then want to end the letter and say, should you have any additional questions regarding your status, please contact your principal or human resources. Well, the principals didn't even know. Huh? So I'm getting messages, right? And like my phone has been on 10 all day, because this literally has sideswiped a bunch of people. And as you know, I respect people's privacy, but I literally have this whole Roszak situation on lock. I have employees that call me, they snitch. It's not looking good for Addison Davis. I'll just say that, and we'll get there in a second. But people are not happy in the organization, and so they have no problems telling what's going on as long as their name is not in it. And for me, I'm like, well, your name don't have to be on it. I just want the receipt. Give me the receipt and I'll say it, because it's right here in black and white. And so that's exactly what I do. Now, there's narratives that have been formed in that, and that's fine. My fight is my fight, my path is my path, and it is what it is. I'm here for kids. And so I'm getting phone calls left and right, like, I didn't even know. And so you have educators now that have no idea what's going on. And so school board member Jessica Vaughn had made a post on social media, and she was saying, in regards to these employees that were basically fired, she said she had no warning or knowledge about these cuts, and she was completely blindsided by the letters. Completely blindsided. And so Addison literally went up there, and I don't even want to play the clip, because even hearing his voice is triggering me right now. And I was going to play the clip to be like listen to what this man is saying, but I truly don't want to hear his voice. So if you want to watch that, please go to the last school board meeting. And I will link the timestamp so you don't have to go through the whole mess where he talks about his superintendent address. And basically, he says off rip, when I came in this district, I didn't know that we were in a budget crisis. So for this, we're going to play the intro. And I said that I wasn't going to play this intro again. I was going to change it up. But yeah, I think it's time to bring it back because we need to hold some folks accountable because Addison just solved the mystery. Now we're going to go based on what Addison said. He said that the board didn't tell him, which it doesn't surprise me. Did y'all remember? Do y'all remember when Kona had gave Addison Davis the spending power to bring his staff from Clay County? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when they gave him all this spending power to buy COVID-related materials? Why didn't they tell him that we was in debt? I need y'all to watch this intro. I need y'all to look at this money, and I need you to look at the dates. Roll the clip.
Troubles, they don't last always. Troubles, they don't last always.
This is why we need an audit. Because these books are not clean. People need to be held accountable. And stop playing these political games. Because our children deserve better at the end of the day. And we need people to be accountable, transparent, and operate in integrity. Lift your hands up in the church. Thank you, Lord. Because the truth out today. Now the district's exposed. Now you darn right, and somebody is going to jail. Somebody's going to jail. Okay. We're gonna pull up the receipt book. Now, this is public on the internet, folks. So why there isn't more headlines on what's going on, it's beyond me. Maybe it's because I'm a Black woman. Maybe, I don't know, but all of this information has been thoroughly documented. Okay, so not really sure why there isn't any headlines or any push to really hold the people who did this accountable, because this is generational neglect. Okay, you have a school that has been an F for 5 years. You have failed that child the entire time. Now, granted, okay, I'm all about responsibility and I'm all about parents being intentional with their children. So I'm not here to do that debate with you. But what I'm saying is the institution needs to do better for our children. And you literally have a school that has been an F for 5 years. That means that if a child went there and started school, best believe that they have finished out that whole time. Now, what opportunities do you think that child will have? And then if the school was performing like that before, well, do you think that maybe their parents went through the same thing? And so this is why there's people with privilege that talks about parents and what parents should be doing, but they're not thinking of the systemic factors. They're not thinking of the institutionalized racism that's happening. And again, follow the money. So we're going to follow the money. We're going to go right to the receipt book because, again, it's all is posted on the internet, folks. So it's all here. We're going to go here. This is the filing cabinet of all this stuff, okay? So there is the budget amendment. Okay? Here we go. Let me zoom up so y'all can see what's going on. Now, for those of you that are just watching this mess and you're not sharing with people that should be interested in this, especially if they're in Hillsborough County, especially if they pay taxes, especially if they have children, you probably want to tap in. Okay, hello. You probably want to page them in because this is something that is serious. I understand that I look silly. I do this as an entertainment element. Okay, this is a marketing strategy, folks. Okay, to get your attention, but this is some real stuff that I'm talking about. Okay, so looking at the dates, okay, 2019. Okay, I want you to look at the deficit. Look at the number circled, and then I want you to look at the fund balance. Okay, we're going to continue. Okay, this was approved January 2020. The deficiency increased and the fund balance decreased. Oh, and while these are being approved, by the way, if you go back and you watch some of the school board meetings, there's not a lot of conversation about what's happening this entire time. Okay. Okay. So February 4th, 2020. Okay. Now they received some money. And so they was able to reset. And then their fund balance got back together. We're going to keep going. March 10th that this was approved. You can see that the fund balance is going down and going down fast. This was approved March 2020. And there's some more money coming in. So again, there's a lot of back and forth, which is what Gretchen Saunders has been explaining to the board. However, with all this stuff going on, she's in St. Johns County. She has a job. Her position is secured. Her retirement is secured. Meanwhile, we have no money to show for it. And we literally just laid off people in the email that said, "Dear HCPS educators." Like how? Okay. This was approved April 28, 2020. Okay. So there's 3 months of expenses left and starting to have little excess in fund balance. Okay. Pay attention. Right now, we are in April 2020. Okay. Addison Davis, he's in there. He's making changes. He's adding his people. This is where you're going to start paying attention. So here we go. June 9, 2020. This was approved, but this was for the fund balance or the general fund on the 30th. Okay. So this is their summary. So looking at their deficiency, they were at $40 million. And I was saying that, hey, what's up with this $40 million? Now, I was told by Tamara Schamberger that I didn't know what I was talking about, that finances and calculating district finances is complex. It's complex. But no, like seriously though, I had some questions because I was just trying to figure out this pattern of how they were spending the money. And then also they were approving all of these contracts. They were approving all these contracts. And so there's a comment on the floor. And, you know, even before that, and I'm glad that you said that because we're actually going to go there. We're actually going to go there. So just buckle up because we're going on a field trip. We're going back to 2013. Okay. So anyway, let's keep talking about this though. So I kept saying, all right, 40 million. What's going on? What's going on? Tamara Schamberger, all of that. Oh, let me go back because I missed the part. So in April, Fitch, one of the credit rating agencies, there was a whole alert that I received that they were negative, that they had a negative outlook with their Fitch ratings, which is like their credit score, you know? And I sent it to Melissa Snively. I sent it to Steve Kona, and those receipts, they're in the Google Drive. You can see when I told them this in April. Okay. All right. So 40 million. We go in May. Now we're at 101 million. Okay. Pay attention. You see this right here? Okay. Follow the money. Okay. So it went from a 40 million deficiency to 101 million deficiency. Okay. I also want you to note the fund balance. So the fund balance was 118, and then the fund balance was 66. So I literally went to the school board talking about this mess because I was following the money and I had questions. Okay. So we haven't even gotten to August yet. When school starts again, we just dealing with the ending of school, which, by the way, we was dealing in COVID. So schools were closed and there were millions of dollars that was being spent. So I understand that we were spending money on laptops and all of that type of stuff. And so this is why I where's the receipts? Where are the receipts of the purchases? And do they balance up? Do they match up? Because all of this money and we don't have any answers. And then you make a bold move, Addie, which I don't even know how you're going to clean this up because this was so reckless. The only thing that you could really do is blame Marie Whalen for this. But I mean, you gave her the directive. You told her to do it. So, I mean, I don't know what lie you're going to tell the board members, but I mean, the folks snitching. So, anyway. Okay. So we keep going. And that's it. Okay. Now, so this was approved July 7th, 2020. A month later, I went to the board showing them this information. Like, y'all have not said anything about the Fitch ratings at all. So this is what I said to them at the board meeting.
Our next speaker is Bianca Goolsby, followed by Damaris Allen, and then Stephanie Baxter Jenkins. Good morning. You have 2 minutes.
Good morning. So the corruption of this district is on full display right now. And maybe because we've been negligent on doing what's best for children, maybe because some of you guys are not reading the consent agenda, we need to talk about the financial health of this district and why this district would be bankrupt if we move strictly to e-learning. We need to talk about the political pressure that's coming from the top, but let's be very clear. An elected superintendent is not the same as an appointed one. School starts on Monday, and we have over 360 COVID-19 cases since March. On Wednesday, the entire administrative staff and staff members at Spoto had to quarantine. At Burns, several staff members are in quarantine, and don't get me started on Jefferson. What angers me the most is that you're not even being truthful. You're not even being accountable for what's happening. Where is my receipts I requested on August 13th? I want to know how much of these defective wipes you purchased. Let's discuss this defective PPE. The SDS of the foaming hand sanitizer has reproductive risk, and it turns the floor black due to the chemical reaction of the wax. We need people that's accountable, transparent, and operates in integrity. This school year is going to cause so much destruction to the institution, and instead of creating solutions to save it, your identity politics doesn't have your full focus on the children. We can't afford more damage. We need a financial audit, and for you all to be honest to your stakeholders. This is a multi-billion-dollar organization that has been ran to the ground due to negligence and institutionalized neglect. Our community deserves better. For the folks watching running this circus at home, make sure you are intentional with who you place over your children's future. Do the right thing and stop this political game. After this, we're making some calls for resignations. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So we've been calling for a financial audit. I said y'all need to lose y'all jobs. Some ain't right here. And y'all not providing any answers. It was so bad that this district actually purchased PPE that had reproductive risks and tried to cover it up. And guess what? The company that they purchased from, they modified their SDS after I blew the whistle and asked for receipts on how much that contract costs, and I have yet to receive that information. Now, Addison Davis said that all of this was approved and all those emails and those receipts are in the Google Drive. Addie has been lying. He's been lying to this community. And all I could really say is that this man is a good finesser. He has a great talk game. He's very likable. But when it comes through and when it comes to him doing what's right, nah. And I think Friday just showed y'all. I've literally been following the district and his money and how stuff isn't right. Rosette literally has this whole fresh upgrade. I literally have pictures on my page where I go to the school board meeting and I was just shocked that there was new construction when he was in office. And then all of a sudden, I was told that this was something that was already pre-approved. And have y'all seen Addison Davis' bathroom? So all the new furniture, you had different people coming from Clay County. And again, I'm getting the messages like, hey, you see all this furniture that they have? They remodeling again? What they doing? But they didn't clean up the AC, but they buying more furniture. Oh, they didn't clean the asbestos. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So I was like, well, Addison Davis said it's pre-approved. And so, I mean, y'all out here doing what you do. And so the pictures is everything. Ciao. Let's move on. So at this board meeting, this past board meeting, I find it interesting to this contract, that I'm so glad that the board members fought about. Let me show you this. Y'all distracted me in the comments. Oh, okay. Y'all want to see the bathroom. Okay. So the surveillance camera is trying to get it for me. And so the quality of the phone was an issue, but when I get it, but it was described to me what it looks like, and they definitely remodeled the place. They did it. It looks really nice. I and I understand that Rosac is an old building and it definitely needed some change, but I mean, yeah. Anyway, all right. So let me see here. Let me get out of here and go back to my notes so I can stay on track because it's a lot of receipts. Okay. So I think I closed that part well about Addison Davis and what's happening here. So the school board meeting, okay? Let's talk about that for a second because we need to address that as well. So there's a contract, and let me go ahead and share that with you. And I don't know if you know, but they actually changed their system on how you can get receipts now. They use a new tool. And I think that I've talked about it before, but I just want to share it with you again. Pinellas County uses this tool. Most districts use this tool. So they moved to Board Docs. But this is a contract with PCG. And it was basically the conversation that they were having about having some consultants to talk about these best standards. And so for the people that watched the meeting, there was a lot of conversation in the comments about this contract that is $1.4 million. And so there was conversations on the board like, well, we're in debt. How we're cutting teachers. How are we going to approve a $1.4 million contract? Okay. And so the contract and what they were trying to do is all public, folks. It's all here. Okay. So let me move that share screen. And here. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. While I was pulling up the receipts, I'm reading y'all conversation. And this is what I think we should do. I think that y'all should challenge Addison Davis, because at the end of the day, y'all, the taxpayers, y'all, pay his salary. I think that y'all should demand for him to take a photo of his bathroom and his office and just be transparent about the upgrades that has happened in Rosette while he was there. The comment says apparently it's a lot of marble. So y'all, since y'all want to see that bathroom so much, let me not even put it on the surveillance camera to get the receipt. How about y'all make Addison show y'all what he did with y'all money? Because that's y'all money. Okay. So now we're done with the bathroom situation, because y'all was distracting me in the comments, Jesus. I was like, woo, I see all these comments about this bathroom. I was like, ooh, y'all really like this bathroom. Okay. So this right here is the contract. And again, they just want to consult, and they have these Moodles, and we want to pay 1.4. So when I tell y'all really have to give it up for Jessica Vaughn and Nadia Combs, because it seems to be that they are the only ones that actually read this stuff line by line. They're asking the questions that are spot on. They are asking the questions that are spot on. And so, before, it's like some of these board members said nothing approving just anything. They literally approved police rated pursuit model police cars for security officers. And they're literally driving around. And I just found out, and I just saw that the whistleblower page just posted people's salaries. And some of those folks that just ride around in the cruisers to go lock doors and whatnot, they getting paid more than the teachers. Come on. It's a dangerous game that we play when we're not intentional with our decisions and the ramifications of our actions. So there's that. Let me go back to my notes. Now, if you watch the board meeting, and I hope that you go back and see it, but Melissa Snively was like really pushing this contract. And I don't know if you noticed, but like Melissa was trying to lock eyes with Shade. And I don't Melissa, let me tell you something. I understand that, you know, you blocked me, then you unblocked me, and so you still have access to my page, sis. This on YouTube too. So I'm publicly telling this to you, Melissa Snively. I listen, okay? You've been on this board for a very long time, okay? A very long time, and you've been playing games while you've been on the board. Okay, you decided to do this. You decided that you were going to put your name on the ballot, and you decided that you were going to support the children. Now, I don't know what has happened throughout your journey. I'm not here to go back and forth with you about that. And I'm not here to go back and forth with your husband and Facebook comments either. Okay, sis? Melissa. Okay. Now, you fighting for this contract, going back and forth. And I'm just trying to figure out why. Do you get some kickback with PCG? See, all of this stuff is political games, guys. Like this has nothing to do about it. This has nothing to do with children, and that's the most unfortunate part. And this is why y'all need to know the people who are running for office. You need to know their names line by line for every single role that they're running for and holding them accountable. Until we do that, we're going to continue to have mess all over here. Y'all need to be intentional with the people that y'all vote for, from school board all the way to the president. Now, the school board is one of the most important seats because not only does it impact your children, but it impacts generations of children, which is why I said we're going to go back to 2013 because that's the root issue of all of this mess at the end of the day. And there's some people that were making these decisions that still have office today. Now, their personal role in it, I don't know. I'm not here to go back and forth with folks. I'm just here to pull the receipts. All of this is public record. So for those of you that get upset with me for speaking the truth, I don't have anything to say other than people I receipts don't. And there's some stuff that y'all have been saved because y'all haven't given me my receipts and y'all know what I'm looking for. I still haven't got the full context of what I was looking for with Dr. Michael Kemp's emails. And I've emailed Tanya asking her about my metadata log that I've requested in March. I still haven't received that. I still haven't received a quote for Kim Bay's emails. But the fact that you even had to make us pay for those emails is already a slap in the face. But that's another topic for another day. Who is going to jail? Who is going to jail? I just want to know because somebody needs to be held accountable. And y'all mad at me because I'm looking at public records and asking questions. Okay. So I just want to share this quote right here. Now, this is on the record. Now, Addison Davis, this me and you talking now, okay? You watch my videos. You text me, say your wife watched my videos. We was real cool until you didn't like when I held you accountable and you didn't like what I had to say. And then, you know, you use people in the community to try to throw shots at me. But I mean, you see that hasn't sustained. The same people that have been talking mess about me and what I'm doing, where have they been? They have been silent. So in this quote, Addison Davis said through the chair, respectfully, I follow through 100% of the time, I promise. And so Addison Davis is on the record saying that he follows through 100% of the time. But meanwhile, he did not tell the board members that he gave Marie Whalen a directive to go ahead and lay these people off, allegedly, is what the surveillance cameras are saying. is that that was a directive from you to Marie Whalen. And now these educators don't have a job. And there's posts like this on social media. This is messed up. It's messed up. And I don't know why there's not more outrage. In the 7th largest school district in the nation, the 3rd largest in the state, there were no headlines when the 3rd largest district in the state decreased by 111 schools. Their letter grades decreased 111 schools. Now, I understand that standardized testing is the devil, and we definitely need to eradicate that, right? But this right here is a problem. 111 schools. And this was from a presentation that Addison Davis did to the state. He had to present that to the state. The state was going to close 2 schools in District 5. And now you can see, which I've been alerting. I posted about ideas. I posted about how Tammy walked away and Melissa took over the meeting. I literally posted all this. Okay, so let's get to the root. Okay, so let's go back. All right, buckle up. Okay, we're going on a field trip to 2013. Okay, and this is why my intro is so petty. And then Addie changes the jingle and stuff. They changed like all of that. So this is why like my intro is so petty. So yeah, let's roll the clip.
601A, which is to approve the state mandated performance-based salary increase plan. And Ms. Olson, Ms. Stewart, and myself pulled this, and Mr. Dan Valdez.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I'll be glad to begin. I think Ms. Saunders is going to be included, and at some point, maybe even Dr. Steele, because this is kind of a combination, as my understanding, that we have to send to the state, and this came via Ms. Saunders, that we have to send a plan to the state so that we can access the amount of money that was provided in language from the legislature for specific salary increases. And the amount that our district has is approximately $35.5 million. And the state has said that that money can be used to provide raises and related benefits to our school district and charter school classroom teachers, for guidance counselors, classroom teachers, social workers, psychologists, librarians, principals, and assistant principals. There's still some discussion as to terminology of classroom teacher. Is it just in the classroom, or can it be expanded and so forth? I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Saunders now. I am going to share with you that this entire process, to include the writing of this document, includes work with the Classroom Teachers Association. There is a letter in there stating that they have seen the plan, they've seen the document. Everything that will be done by virtue of this board item will be negotiated. So we've done nothing more than tell the board there is a plan. We're going to send to Tallahassee the notice that we do have a plan, so that you'll note in terms of the number of employees under our new EET system that have an effective or a highly effective evaluation. I used 97%. It's actually 97.5% of our classroom, of our employees, not just our classroom teachers, that have an effective or highly effective evaluation. Ms. Saunders?
Thank you, Mr. Valdez. Just to review, the information given, $480 million was allocated to school districts across the state for, as Mr. Valdez just pointed out, that certain group of people, with the caveat that the salary increases were going to be at least $2,500 for personnel evaluated as effective, and no more than $3,500 for highly effective. And Mr. Valdez did tell you that our allocation was $35.4 million. That wasn't based on numbers. That was based on a percentage of our allocation of the Florida Education Finance Program. So we just ran some down and dirty numbers. Based on that, if we were to issue, or once we meet with the union and we negotiate this, if best case scenario, we gave $2,500 to both highly effective and effective groups, we would be short $8 million. And districts across the state are feeling this now and dealing with this only because of the way the money was allocated. So that's why we're working hand in hand with the union. And we have a meeting next week in the Panhandle with the Department of Education and the Florida Finance Council. So hopefully we can get more answers. So all that to say, thank you for CTA to work with us on this because this is very important for our employees and we appreciate the money. We just have to figure out how we're gonna split it up. Thank you.
We just need more of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Cordell?
Yes, sir.
We have received letters from CTA and HSCF. We will be opening negotiations. This represents approximately 50% of our employees, of the whole group of employees. So we have not put any dollars to any number of employees. Obviously, we would not do that sitting here on a Tuesday night. That would all occur in negotiations with both HSCF and CTA,
So the check's not in the mail, huh?
right?
Okay. Ms. Stewart, do you have some comments?
Yeah, someone get Mr. Scott on the phone. Let him know we're short. I have concerns about this, obviously not from just the shortfall and the fact that we have 97.5% of our employees that are eligible for this increase, but we also have a large group of employees who are not eligible for any increase. And you know, our bus drivers, our custodians, our non-instructional staff are not listed here. So good luck, Mr. Valdez. You may need a larger bottle of Tums than I've already provided. But I'm concerned about where we're going to come up with the dollars to even fund this the way that we talked about. And what are we doing, Ms. Elia, about the other staff that are not listed here?
Ms. Stewart, we have a budget workshop set up to talk with the board. So let me just recap one of the things that I know was said by Mr. Valdez. This is so that when we have figured out how to disperse whatever funding we have beyond this or with this, whatever, we are in a position then to move forward with the settlement and have everything go to our employees and vote on it or whatever. This, to be able to spend the approximately $36 million, this has to be submitted to the state. So we wanted to get it done in a very timely way. We have much work to be done, as you pointed out. We have budget workshops, we have closed sessions with the board on negotiations, and then, of course, we have the negotiations. This is the first step in making sure that we don't have any stoppers when we want to be able to move forward with any kind of a increase for anyone.
And I appreciate that. Gretchen even told me the timeline for payment schedule. So
Good. Ms. Olson, you have a comment? I know you wanted this highlighted also.
I think you and Ms. Stewart have said everything I could and more eloquently.
Thanks. Appreciate that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move to 6:14, approve the proposed calendar for the adoption of the fiscal year 2013-2014 budget. Ms. Saunders, you're up again.
Okay. Now, mind you, Miss Saunders now, she's in St. Johns County. Now, I don't know what she's doing there, but she's in St. Johns County, folks. So yeah, she got a job, she's secured, and good to go. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and pull this up because like I said, this is all public record, folks. So like I said, it's all here. All right. So if you want to see this, right, like you can go to this website. I will post all the links in here so that you can have it. Okay. I search for salary increase. So that is going to populate all items, salary increase. So you can definitely see that, you know, there was some issues withdrawn, okay, that we were dealing with in 2020 because we was having issues with the money, right? Okay. So we're in 2013, okay? And so this information is all right here. So just go to support materials, okay? Now, because my tab works different in StreamYard, I gotta stop sharing and then share the actual document, okay? I just wanted to show y'all how to do it, okay? So share. All right, and we're gonna go to attachment 213 0611 142 14000. Okay. So the date on this was June 7th, 2013 from Mary Ellen Elia. Okay. And this was in regards to the performance-based salary increase plan. Okay. And this was something that the state of Florida was doing, and there was funds that were appropriated. And, you know, Florida, you know what? These people that y'all put in office, y'all have to pay attention, okay? Because they are making these decisions that make it hard for these districts. Now, again, this is not all on Tallahassee. This is on the district, because the stuff I'm about to show you, I'm showing it all, okay? Because I just don't understand why people was getting 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, and over 20,000 raises. And do you think that we was going to be able to sustain that through the duration of time? And then you go back and you do it again by paying people more money, and y'all are doing the same system y'all been doing in this district because y'all want to hire your friends and all. Okay. Let me go back to the receipt. Okay. So this was their plan. Again, all of this is public record. You can read it yourself. I'm not going to read it for you. Okay. And then this was the letter from the Classroom Teachers Association that AOK'd it. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and close out of that. Okay. And then let me show you what's in the filing cabinet. Okay. Because Dr. Michael Kemp was on to something when he was trying to figure out what was going on with the money in the district, which, before I share this with you, to Addison Davis' point, all of this money situation is not on him. It is not. He did inherit some mess. Whether, I don't know if Jeff was intentional to know what was going on, but so you have to understand people's leadership styles, and you have to understand the culture. So Jeff Akins was a really laid back guy. Like, people loved him. He was personable and he trusted folks. And Jeff Akins, he trusted folks to do what they were supposed to do. He wasn't a micromanager, from what I'm being told. He was just, look, this is what needs to be done. I expect it done. But you had people that took advantage of that. You had people that created systems to say that they were going to work on equity, and they have all of this money. And what do we have to show for it? Because we have 27 D schools and we have 7 F schools, and all of this money that you received while y'all was creating these programs without intention. And see, people giving me a history lesson because I wasn't in the district. I'm just reading the receipts. So Jeff Akins was put in place by the Mean Girls to run their agenda. Well, whatever agenda that's being ran here, I mean, they're definitely doing it because, I mean, it's just nepotism left and right. People need to go to jail. Some people are not qualified in their positions. And I'm just trying to figure out who we're going to hold accountable and who's going to jail. Okay. So let me go ahead and share. Ooh, Siri, I wasn't even talking to you, sis. Okay. So let me share. Now, Michael Kemp. But Siri, I'm not talking to you, bro. Okay. I think she all right now. So Michael Kemp requested a lot of information because he was really concerned about this money and trying to get to the root. Like in his emails, he even has the minutes of the finance committee. Okay. So let's back up. Now remember, before I started this whole thing, remember, Addison Davis is on the record saying that he had no idea that Hillsborough County was dealing with any type of financial issue situation. And for the people who are in Hillsborough would be like, well, maybe well, how he didn't know? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, if it doesn't pertain to your city and you don't have anything to do with that, I wouldn't be paying attention to it either, because I would have never looked through these receipts. I would have never been in this role, but for my experience at Jennings Middle School. I would have never been here. I would have never known that this exists, but for my experience at Jennings Middle School, at Jennings. So it's above me now. So if that's the narrative that we're going to go with, okay, then the finance committee, that is Tamara Schamberger, who allegedly led this committee, that is Melissa Snively, and that's Steve Kona. What y'all been doing? Because y'all have been playing this shell game for way too long, and it's just too much. Okay? So, look, okay, if you have the interview, put the link in there and I'll play it. So let me share. Boom. All right. So let me zoom up. Okay. Now this all public record, folks. Now, okay. So just so that you see what's happening here, okay? The difference between these employees, okay? Okay, the difference, okay, between their new salaries. So we'll scroll, let me look so you can see the whole thing, okay? So 13-14 schedule AB pay rate, okay? And then 13-14 new schedule pay rate, okay? And then it has the difference here. And this was the system that they were doing, but unfortunately, the auditors kept saying that y'all are not using the right system to calculate this. So however they calculated this, for the 7th largest school district in the nation, like the auditor said that the system that they were using to manage their finances has been a problem for years. Why haven't the board members decided to change the software? I don't know. Maybe because they haven't been followed. This has all been political for them. Now, some of them come in and they have some really good intentions and they really want to fight for the kids. But then they also don't understand the duties and responsibilities of a school board member. And then so it just kind of makes them ineffective in their role, although they have a passion for kids, but they're just not serving in their capacity. CTA negotiated these raises by years of experience. These raises were warranted. Okay. And I get that, right? But if there's raises of 20K, okay, how can the district continue to afford if the state is not bringing money to continue that? The state has not been funding education appropriately, folks. So at the end of the day, it's the people that's at the Capitol making decisions. You know, the education budget about to come out. So this is why following the money is important. So I understand your comment, and I do respect that. But let's look at some of these numbers though, because like I said, there's like 20K in here. Okay. And so I mean, someone even took a negative 7,000. Okay. 12K, 13K, 11K, 13K, 11K, 12K, 13K, 10K. What other organization does this? And provide receipts when you provide me the answer. 15K. There's 11K there, 12K. It's all in here, folks. There's some is 20K. I'm just trying to get y'all to see that number because I seen it a couple times in here and I was confused. What organization does that? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. So I understand that the teachers benefited from it and they needed the money and we need to get paid. But as a business, right? Like in order to maintain an organization, you have to have a certain flow of money. Like the money has to cycle. And when you put so much out and then there's nothing that continues to fill the pot, well, then over time, you're playing the shell game, trying to catch up. And then so now we're at the point where we can't do that. 12K. And you know what? So Michael Kemp asked for all of that information. In fact, he also asked for the finance committee, and it's all public in there. It's y'all can go see it. And so Tamara Schamberger was over this meeting, and again, y'all need to ask questions. I'm just asking questions here because at the end of the day, if Tallahassee is not putting money in here and we keep overspending, obviously we're going to be in a deficit. And they were getting alerts back in April about their credit rating. And then, you know, you have Melissa Snively saying, oh, I didn't even know our, finances were this dire. And Marlene Sokol quoted her. And I'm like, but sis, you're on the finance committee. Aren't you supposed to have high-level conversations with Gretchen? I mean, it's literally the description on the website. So, folks, again, this situation is truly sad. And it's sad because Addison Davis has been playing games and he needs to be accountable for that. And Addison, I have talked to you directly. We've had conversations, man. And I keep telling you these 3 keys: accountability, transparency, and integrity. Like, I mean that with every fiber in my being. And you continue to just lie. And now you out here changing narratives and trying to throw Marie Whalen under the bus. So, I texted Marie and I said, hey, here's a heads up. Addison Davis is going to throw you under the bus under his directive. Bianca, some of the people were missing 5 or more years of raises before the new salary schedule was implemented. On the new salary schedule, everyone was put on the schedule with their full years of service. Okay. So we're getting clarity here on this, right? And so one of the people on the board also had highlighted this to me. And basically, I'm telling you that there's narratives that are being painted that we can't substantiate those type of raises. And that requires to follow the money and seeing what's happening, not just with these raises, but a lot of the contracts that they signed and approved. There's just no way that we should have approved these police rated cop cars. Just to explain the disparity in raises. Yeah, so I know that there was some disparities, but I'll just say this: there was a lot of questions about it. So, like I said, it's go to the receipt book and look at those emails. Sandy said, not really. Some had to wait a year to get their raise. Then there wasn't money, so they didn't get their raise. So see, y'all battling back and forth in the comments about what happened, and everyone has a different experience about it, which I understand it because it's the 7th largest school district in the nation. So what I'm going to say, go ahead and call this to order here. Y'all, somebody needs to go to jail. Somebody needs to go to jail. Because at the end of the day, there was warnings before this. And Addison Davis, I could see if you came in and you looked at the budget and you had to make these decisions. But no, you actually came in like a wrecking ball and you decided that you wanted to change everything up to align with your standards or your preferences, but not realizing the finance and the finances that we were in. And that's shame on the board, because the board should have told you what was up. And so Steve Kona messed with you, and like all I'm gonna say is this: at the end of the day, somebody needs to go to jail for this. This is some gross mismanagement of this money for quite some time. And we keep saying that we're here. You have Cindy Stewart that literally is in that recording talking about our shortfalls and making jokes on the dais. And do you think that that behavior has changed all these years? Huh? And then y'all voted for her to be y'all clerk of court. How's that working out for you? Huh? So y'all need to be intentional and make a vow that the next election cycle, I'm going to know everybody's name on that ballot, and I'm going to have enough information on each of them so I can make an intentional choice of who is going to lead. Because until then, these people that y'all continue to put into office because y'all circle or you don't decide to show up and they win by default, they're making some dangerous decisions, and there's some dangerous bills that are being passed in Tallahassee that nobody asked for. My wife literally is on the record crying, passionate about our trans kids and our children. They're trying to have genital inspections for children. What are we doing in the state of Florida? Come on. What are we doing? So we need better people in office, and we need people in Florida to be intentional about the people that you put in office. You had Ron DeSantis that literally posted a video about COVID-19, and YouTube removed it because it violated their policies. And then you have people going back and forth about what he said, but YouTube's policy is YouTube's policy. Okay? Probably shouldn't be trying to spread misinformation. You have Richard Cochran that's out here saying, well, don't wear a mask at school. Just everybody in the class. We're still in a global pandemic. We still have people and children that haven't been vaccinated. And you are making this decision that completely contradicts the CDC guidelines. Oh, Nadia. Hey, how you doing, Nadia? Thank y'all for flagging me. Hold on. Let me go ahead and queue up this. We're going to have to do this for Nadia, okay? Round of applause. Nadia, just like I told you, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for literally reading these agendas and reading this information that they're trying to put forth and holding folks accountable and asking these questions, because for so long things have just been passed through as if everything is okay. And now we're seeing the ripple effect of generational neglect. This goes all the way back to desegregation, where they literally was forced to desegregate. And the NAACP at the time in Hillsborough, when they were doing something, they fought to make sure that there was equity in education. And if y'all don't see these boundary lines and how our children are being bused from left, right, that's another reason why we don't have any money, because we're not even intentional. I hope the people in South County, I hope y'all pay attention to what's happening in your area. And have you asked your school board member what's their plan about that? East Tampa, Idea Charter School or Idea Public School, it's here. And, you know, again, it is what it is. But instead of fighting people that was telling y'all about it, you should have been trying to follow the person who got a brand new Range Rover and an Allstate franchise on the backs of our children. You got Steve Conner going back and forth with Nadia on Facebook, and I just don't understand it. But he was on the finance committee, and he allowed and made a motion to allow Addison Davis and his people to come in. Did he not know the money when he made that motion? And for the board members that approved it, well, I mean, come on. So at the end of the day, all these people are responsible for not being intentional with what's going on. And yeah, season 3 is coming soon. And Mornington Allegations is just going to another level. Mornington Allegations is taking over the state. Okay. And so people need to be intentional around here, because there's just some decisions that folks are making and it's not right. And people need to be held accountable. It's absolutely unacceptable. So if you're not following Teaching for the Culture, please do. I'm going to be more intentional with my website moving forward, as I will not be doing these type of content just like this all the time. Like this is exhausting. It's a lot of work. So a lot of that's going to be on my Patreon. So if you are a member of my Patreon and you are an equalizer, I thank you so much. You can go to patreon.com, Bianca Goolsby, and you can get in there for $1 a month. I didn't even set up tiers yet, and I'm not going to do that until my social media courses are done. I'm almost there, and I'm excited to launch that, and so that y'all can see it, because I'm telling y'all need to be intentional with these cell phones and what your children have access to. The videos that are going viral and the stuff that your children are watching is just absolutely unacceptable. Okay. So we're closing the case, and this is where you're going to start for accountability, folks. Okay. That is Melissa Snively, Steve Conner, and Tamara Schamberger. Okay. So we've already had court. Okay. We're taking them to jail. Okay. I hope that y'all have a great evening. And until next time, please keep my name out your mouth.
Please keep my name about your mouth and mind your business.